Alright, let's get some things going, eh? Track that. Yep. Sweet! I checked it and missed it. Oh, yeah, I can do that. That's fine. Give me a sec. Sorry, Goffy. There's my Discord. Oh dear, so we should be fine now. Alright. So, on board currently, Mason Racing out on the grid. It is a full track, though. Only 2 cars currently sitting in the pit lanes. 3 cars, sorry, sitting in pit lane. That's Kirsch, Formula Fish, and Oz Curtis. So both Mercedes lads are out there. We're going to see who is leading. It is Rapid Kahoot, but he is already... What is that? He's taking out a bollard with him. So we're going to jump on board with Kahoot just to see how crosses the line as the first driver to start a flying lap, as all the other drivers are currently on their out laps. So he's going to open up that DRS. Long straight here down into turn 1 with a really hard braking zone right-hander. So it is a full-on track. It looks like everyone's utilising as much of a slipstream as they possibly can. I think it's going to be an interesting one, I think. We've got a Mercedes out on track at the moment. That is Kirsch. But he might just get in the way. He's gotten out of the way real quick for the Haas behind him. Really smart play. So, Rapid Kahoot still sitting on his lap. Currently sitting in Sector 2. Down to this hard left-hand downhill braking zone. Opening up his new DRS, opening up his DRS again. Heading into this long left-hander. No penalties for taking out Mercedes. They're not leading this one. So Kahoot sort of has an advantage in that he doesn't have traffic ahead of him, but he's also put himself a little bit of a disadvantage because he's got those cars behind him all trundling behind, using as much of his slipstream that he's given off. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes with a 128.220, followed by Shifty Wizard 128.3. Techie goes a 128.8. Rapid Kahoot just sitting on top. It's worked out really well for him, and then Scoob now goes in the 127.8s. So huge difference there. Almost 4/10 in it between Scoob and Rapid Kahoot. We're starting to see the times fly in now. Toppy with the 129, Zoltan with the 129. But the rest of these cars are into the 128s. Mason, 130. He's got a little bit of work to do here to try and get himself further up. But I do know of a driver out here, Formula Fish. He is the one that I'm going to watch because he's saying he's going to be struggling. He does not like this track, so it's going to be an interesting one to see. But Carl Finitzer, another driver that I'll be interested to see, currently doing really well in the championship standings, now goes into P2 during qualification here at Bahrain. 13 minutes and 15 seconds left of qualification. What are we going to see? Yuki Bear now in P3, knocking Kahoot further down the order. So 3 drivers in the 127s, and not by much. Yuki and Carl Finitzer only separated by less than 1/100th, 1/1000th, 1/100th. We'll go 1/10th. No, I always get it mixed up. Always 1/100th. Yeah, they are leading the overalls by 200. Very true. Oh, no, I thought I muted that. Give me 2 seconds. Let's open my volume mixer. Sorry, guys. All right, that should be right now. Should be right. So here is the order as we see it now. Scoob in P1, Carl in P2, Yuki Bear goes into P3, while following him is Rapid Kahoot in the Ferrari. In the Haas, we have Shifty Whizzer setting a 128.3, but following him is Magic Shot in that P6 that we are currently on board with at the moment. Dale Bev's in P7 for the Red Bull, followed by the second Haas driver, it's Tito. Storm Hutto in the Ferrari in P9, while Ozgocan, the second RB, rounds out the top 10 with that 128.737. Techie having a little bit of a struggle during his first few quali laps, only setting at 128.8 in P11, while Uffenhof following behind on that 128.851 for the Alpine. Toppy also struggling with that 129. It's JTM 129, Zoltan also in the 129s. Following these guys here, though, it's Mason Racing and Taipan with some shocking laps, a 130.3 and a 132.5. Definitely some better laps in it with these guys. Kirsch yet to set a lap. Formula Fish is now on an out lap, and also Oz Curtis is also yet to set a lap. But looks like he has now set the the purple first sector. So we're going to ride on board with Oz Curtis. Unfortunately, losing his seat just due to availability and reliability. But, yeah, we've moved him down to Tier 2. We know it might be a little bit better suited for him. And we'll soon find out with how he goes tonight. So only 3 drivers currently sitting in that 127s. Is Oz Curtis or Kirsch going to be one of the other ones to put it up a little bit further ahead of these lads? Or are they going to join the mix with the 128s? So, Oz Curtis now setting the fastest second sector as well. So 127 is definitely on the cards for him. As he now rounds the final corner, gets a little bit squirrely there. Opens up his DRS, crosses the line, and only manages to go into the 128.7s. Had a massive blunder there somewhere in Sector 3 by the looks of it. But there it is, the other for Mercedes driver, Kirsch, the championship leader currently, puts it into P1 with that 127.6. And he takes a look at the grid and says, cop that, that's why I'm leading this championship. So Scoob is now on an out lap. He's going to try and see if he can better that lap. Confidence is still in the pits. I'm going to jump on board with, let's have a look, Storm Hutto. The Storm Hutto looks like he's in a little bit of traffic though. He's got 2 Mercedes drivers ahead of him who have both finished their laps, so they're going to need to get out of the way very shortly. One does. The other one's just driving down the middle of the track. Looks like could be Curtis. It is. So Storm Hutto now very quickly catching up to the back of Curtis. Is Curtis going to be able to move, or is Curtis setting himself up for another run? Surely not. He's running out of fuel. He needs to get out of the way here. And he does so right down the back of the grid. So gives the Ferrari a massive tow. Storm Hutto utilises it very well. Is currently sitting at P11. Is he going to be able to go any faster? He does. Goes up to P9 with that 128.5. So Formula Fish, someone who said he was struggling with this race and could be finishing last. Currently sitting in P10, so not too shabby from him. Techie just needs a little bit of a better outing here for the Mercedes, for the Williams boys. Currently sitting P1 in the Constructors' Championship, but not by much. I think it's a better 23... maybe 22-point gap between them, between Williams and Haas, for instance. Yeah, Haas. So Shifty Wizard and Dito. But if I've got faith in anyone, it is Techie and it is Carl Finitzer. Oh, that's him around. That is Techie around. A little bit too much power in the foot there, and just sent himself around out of that downhill left-hander. That's unfortunate for him, so he's going to have to get back around and try and set another lap. JTM also on a lap now as he comes down this downhill. Managed to take it very nicely on the exit there. Scoob now goes fastest for the Aston Martins with that 127.4, 2/10 ahead of Kirsch. Two-tenths ahead of Kirsch. So beautifully timed lap from him. But now it's Carl Finitzer on a lap. So it's now just set the fastest second sector. This is where it's all going to count. Currently sitting P3, right behind one of the championship contenders is Kirsch, the championship leader, I should say, but championship contender in terms of constructors, currently sitting P3. He just can't seem to go any faster. Makes it that 127.689. Can't go any faster. All right. So drivers now in the pits, mostly. So Dito now also on a lap. Looks like he's just finished his lap. Sorry, wasn't able to go. He wasn't able to improve either. So I move down to Ozgokan, also on a lap. No, he's not. He's on an out lap. He's on something. Either an out lap or an in lap. So only 3 cars currently out on track. So we're going to see a mad lap dash, and he's now coming into the pits. So JTM now exiting, entering the, no, exiting pits. So Carl Finitzer needs to get in, change his tyres, get some fuel in, and then wait for that last minute that you can possibly go out to put in a lap and absolutely stonk it. So a couple of fans in the chat tonight. We've got one for Mason. J-Swell is cheering on Mason. We've got Dante cheering on Yuki Bear, and then we've got the team principal for Haas cheering on both of his boys here. You've got some pretty good drivers in here, I should say, Wogchat. You've got Shifty Wizard and Dito, both doing extremely well. P2 in the Constructors' Championship here for Tier 2 at the moment, following Williams, and closely followed by Mercedes as well. So 4 drivers currently on an outlap. We have Shifty Wizard, we've got JTM, we've got Top, and we've got Mason Racing. So Mason Racing currently needing to do a little bit better. Same with Top. Both unable to get into the 128s. It's just, ooh. What am I doing? So this is the gap to the leader. So all the way down to P10, it's within a second. Anyone's game from that P10. Outside of it, the bottom 10 is where it starts to ramp up a bit, going over that 1 second mark. But right the way down to P20, you've got one that is 2.8 seconds, almost 3 seconds off the pace here. With the fastest lap being a 127.4. There we go. We're starting to see some cars now exiting the pits. There's lots of traffic out here. So Shifty Wizard, we're going to ride on board with him for a little bit and see how he can manage to see if he can get himself further up the grid. Currently sitting P9 with that 128. His teammate in P5. He wants to put himself up around his teammates so they can utilise each other's teamwork in the feature race. Try and use each other for a little bit of help. That's exactly what Wogjet will be hoping for anyway. He's got traffic in front of him. He's just got to make sure that they get out of the way, and it doesn't look like they're going to get out of the way. He doesn't. Who is it? Oh, he does get out of the way just. Ooh, that was close. And now he's got to compete for the two Ferraris directly ahead of him with Kahoot and not Magic Shot, with Kahoot and Storm Hutto. So one driver gets out of his way as he now takes the final turn. Heads right around. He's now got that DRS open now. Crosses the line and puts himself up into P4. A huge, valiant effort from him. Going up into P4, right around his teammate in P6. Phenomenal job from him. We're going to move down. We've got Yuki Bear now just starting his lap. Might jump on board with maybe even Taipan. Guys in chat, if you want to chuck in your predictions, who do you think is going to win the race? Top 1, 2, and 3, and your first DNF for the night. I'd love to see your guys' thoughts. Wogjet says, "Great work, boys." Yeah, absolutely. They're doing a phenomenal job. Now, I could be wrong, but Taipan was putting in some very strong times for time trial, I believe. So we'll have to wait and see how he can go, because currently sitting P9 is not reflecting it. So that's the timer out. JTM, Uffenhof is the first to have that checkered flag next to his name. JTM also the second now to put in a time. Ozgokan now moves up into P4. Carl Finitza still in P3. We've got Storm Hutto now up into P6. Rapid Kahoot P9. Yuki Bear goes P2. Taipan now goes P2. So currently it is Aston Martin P1 and P2. 127 falls for the both of them. It's now Kirsch and Carl Finitza that we're going to be jumping on board with, as we are going to cross with Kirsch first. Kirsch currently sitting P4. Is he going to be able to put himself further up? He does. He managed to go up to P3. Carl Finitza now crosses the line. And Carl Finitza goes up into P2, splits the Aston Martins. And there is your order. So Scoob in P1, Carl Finitza with the massive P2. Taipan, the other Aston Martin being split by Carl Finitza in P3. Kirsch in P4. Yuki Bear in P5. We've got Magic Shot in P6, followed by his teammate in P7. So P6 and 7 for these two boys in the RBs. Oz Curtis in P8. The two Haas lads in P9 and 10. Then the two followed by the two Ferraris in 11 and 12. Red Bull, we've got P13, which is Dale Bevs. In P14, it is an Alpine. I saw that. Oh, thanks for the raid there, War Machine. Appreciate it. So we'll move over back to... So Uffenhof in P14 with the Alpine. Taki in P15 needs a little bit of work from him in order to help the Williams lads stay on top. It's JTM in P16 for the Kick Sauber. A night to forget for the McLaren lads in P17, followed by P19 with Zoltan. In P18 it is top in the Red Bull, and P20 unable to go any faster. Thank you very much, Floody, for the follow there. Really appreciate it. And Mason Racing unable to get into the 128s, the only driver into the 129s. And as far as he says, the Drunk Driver Award will go to Mason Racing. We're doing well, thank you, Wawa. So just waiting for everything to go up. What time? Oh, don't know what's going on. While we're waiting for that, bring up the driver standings. So currently, Kirsch sitting in P1, Shifty Wizard P2. It's Carl Finitzer in P3 in the Mercedes, in the Williams, followed by Bevs in P4, Techie P5. In 6th, we've got Formula Fish, Taipan in 7th, Ozgokan in 8th, and Dido in 9. And rounding out the top 10, it is Magic Shot, who jumped up a massive 7 positions. So that's your top 10. We're going to drop it away here while we get ready for the start. And the lights are out. It is their feet are down, I should say. Scoob gets a great start, but Taipan manages to get an even better start on Kirsch. Jumping up to P2, Yuki Bear, Carl Finitzer. Looks like we've got a little bit of trouble down in the backfield there, as everyone looks like it's going all around them. Managing to keep it clean. Everyone makes it through. Very nicely done. So position changes here. Carl Finitzer down 3 spots from P2 down to P5, so not a great start from him. It's already a yellow flag in Sector 1, and that is Uffenhof is around in P20. So the biggest winner of the night, going up 7 positions currently, is Zoltan. 8 positions currently is Zoltan. We're going to just quickly jump on board with him, as it looks like he's made some massive moves, going up from P whatever he was. And then moving down, we've got JTM also up 6 positions, so great from him. Rapper Kahoot up 4 positions, Carl Finitzer down 3, and Kirsch also down 4. Techie, unfortunately, also down 2 positions, unable to get any positions changes done. Magic Shot is in P6 where he started. We're starting to see some battles up here, as we both see. The Yuki Bear is now managing to split these 2 Aston Martins, putting himself up into P2. We are seeing a RB in P4 trying to make a move. Just tucks back in nicely, just trying to see where everything is happening, and where the braking zone. He goes down the inside. Is he going to make contact? No contacts are made. A little bit glitchy there between Ozgokan and Scoob, by the looks of it. Didn't look like he could get a move because a car glitched out to him. Yeah, so we're starting to see a car that looks like Scoob. We'll keep an eye on that further on down the pack, but we see Ozgokan still trying to make that move. Carl Finitzer also on the back of Ozgokan, just trying to pull up as many positions as he possibly can. Kamikaze, Ozgokan, 61 points in 2 races. Bloke is cooking. He is absolutely cooking. Good start to Hootie in the Ferrari. Yeah, absolutely. Kahoot washed. Yep, I agree. He's up 5 positions. He's done all right. So Magic Shot, though, is just being absolutely hounded by Kahoot, speaking of. Right on the back of him, just unable to get any position swaps done. Magic Shot is defending beautifully, but now we see Yuki Bear in P1, followed by the 2 Aston Martin boys, Taipan and Scoob in 2 and 3. And here we go. Rapper Kahoot now goes round the outside. It's side by side for the two lads here. Rapper Kahoot in the Ferrari and RB. It is Magic Shot Magic Shot stays ahead into turn 1. Kahoot goes round the outside. No contact, very clean. And there's a car off on the side of the road there. It looks like it could be Ozgo Kano has just lost a multitude of positions. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if he was helped there. I didn't see anything of it, but that is really upsetting for him. Rapid Kahoot not able to get the position swap done on Magic Shot. Contact is made, and that is going to damage Rapid Kahoot's wing. It surely has damage. Tyres, I can bring up tyres, my guy. 1 second. There we go. So Yuki Bear and Taipan in on the soft tyres, while Scoob and Calfinitz are on the mediums. Followed by another 2 soft tyres, Magic Shot and Kahoot. Another 2 mediums, Dale Bevs and Kirsch. It's a very split field. Oof and Oof, the only one going onto the hard tyres. Very, very split. So we'll get rid of those. So we'll jump on board with Carl Finetza, only 4 tenths off. Scoob looking to make a move. Scoob doesn't have DRS, so this is where Carl Finetza can now go down the inside into turn 1. No contact made. He cuts him off on the exit beautifully and takes P3 at the Bahrain GP. Taipan now also trying to track down Yuki Bear. We're starting to see a few more changes here. It's JTM gets a little bit squirrely. It looks like there's a little bit of contact there. Storm Hutto now manages to force his way through from these cars, getting a bit squirrely at the back here. We're going to go too wide. So we're now seeing Dito go down the inside of Storm Hutto, gets that swap. Is now tracking down Zoltan, currently sitting in P10. Yeah. We're going to see some battling. It's some very close battles actually going on the entire way up. Scoob only 2 tenths off of Carl Finetza, looking to make a swap once again to take back and claim that P3 title. Carl Finetza just needs to try and gain as much time as he can to the cars ahead and give himself that advantage of DRS, which right now he doesn't have. So he is going to be under the pump here from Scoob, from Kahoot, and potentially even Magic Shot. I'd say Magic Shot might be a bit too far back. Scoob goes through under DRS. And Rapid Kahoot unable to get the swap either. Just tucks in very nicely behind, but there he goes. Rapid Kahoot now going down the inside of these lads, goes up into P3, a double overtake for Kahoot. Oh, we've got a car, Scott, whoa. Let's have a quick look at that. In that top left hand, you'll see Kahoot now go through for the double overtake, but if you look closely, you'll see the Williams. There he goes over the top of him. That's a bit crazy. So Kahoot now sitting in P3. Carl Finetza in P4. Scoob, a massive loser from the entire group there, dropping down another 2 positions into P5. So just got to try and track down as much time as he can to try and pull everyone back. He's still only 2 tenths off the back of Carl Finetza, but Carl is very good at defending. But Scoob now also has Magic Shot, going for a move up the inside into the final turn. No contact. Scoob goes very wide and now loses the position as a result. It's just not good under pressure. So Kirsch currently sitting in P7. Now tracking down these lads. Only on 18% ERS though. Needs a little bit of work done for his ERS management. Dale Bev's currently sitting in P8. Zoltan in P9. JTM is your first penalty receiver with that 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Ozgokan now in P10, while it's Dito following him through in P11, trying to get as much position gains as he can. Techie, unfortunately, just not having a great race tonight, sitting in P15. It's where he qualified, so he's just waiting for anything to happen on track. Like I said, last night in Tier 3, Sunday night in Tier 3 and Tier 4, we didn't see any safety cars. In Tier 3, I think we saw 2 VSCs, but other than that, there were no safety cars, and that is a car around. What was that? That's Mason Racing in the wall, losing his front right end plate. Oh, these two Alpines are just having an absolute mare tonight. Uffenhof already 34 seconds behind his own teammate. Well, his own teammate is 11 seconds behind Formula Fish and the McLaren. So Toppy also now 2/10 off. So we're going to start to see some moves done by him shortly. Going to move further up, back up the field. Magic Shot has got the position swap done on Scoob. Well, Scoob has that DRS, so does Magic Shot, so it's a little bit of a disadvantage for him. We are starting to see Carl Finitza come back at Rapid Kahoot, but Rapid Kahoot has also managed to pull in the set P2 driver, Taipan, which means he's now given himself the advantage of DRS, which before P4 did not have. P3 did not have. But I tell you what, it's this man in the Kick Sauber who has absolutely flown into the distance. 2.3 seconds is the gap, Yuki Bear, over Taipan. Before it was Yuki Bear, I think, started P1. No, he didn't start P1. I can't remember who he started. Yeah, there you go. So he didn't start P4, P1. So Kahoot now under attack. Taipan now under attack from Kahoot. Kahoot getting up into P2, makes the move under DRS, covers him off on the outside line, going into P1, gets a bit of a drift there, locks it up, but is managed to stay in P2 as the other cars tried to take the avoiding action. But it looks like Taipan is not done yet. He's having a look, stays in behind, says it thinks better of it, tries to go, need a safety car. Yeah, look, I don't know how the safety cars are going to go. I really don't. So I would say tyres are starting to become a bit of an issue here for Kahoot. Into the deep, heavy braking corners, you're starting to see him get a little bit slippy. Not taking as much power on the exit as he can. But it's Taipan now, followed by Finitza in P4. Magic Shot now up into P5. Magic Shot in recent races has found something. I'm not too sure what he's found. Oh, and there he goes. Taipan also getting a little bit slidey. Looks like a little bit of a fun drift session for them. So 2/10 now, Carl Finitza. Carl Finitza also under the pump from Magic Shot as Magic Shot peeks out, then ducks back in behind, just getting a whiff of where that braking zone is to start. And there he is, the first to pit. It's Scoob. Now into the pits, not first to pit, but first to the top for you guys. Hasn't found anything. Just took out the sandbags and extra fuel. Fair. So Scoob exiting the pit lane, followed by Storm Hutto also in that pits. So I'm going to jump back up here though. Magic Shot, Carl Finitza. Carl Finitza's really trying his hardest to track down. There he goes, straight through as Taipan gets real slidey. Carl Finitza says, thank you very much, I will take advantage of that. And now I will set my sights for Rapid Kahoot, as Rapid Kahoot is still getting real slidey. I think it's going to be time for Rapid Kahoot to enter the pits, and I think if Carl Finitzer was smart, he will follow him in. Same with Taipan and Magic Shot. They're going to have to. No, I know you're kidding. I know you're kidding, Lefty. All good. I just said fair. So as they head down this back straight here, coming out to the final corner, it's going to be interesting. Are we going to see some drivers pit? Oh, he gets real wide there. That could hinder Carl Finitzer. No, 3 of them stay out. What are they doing? Carl Finitzer stays out. He wasn't able to get into the pits because he had to take avoiding action from Rapid Kahoot, getting a bit squirrely around the final turn there. Carl Finitzer had to go real wide and unfortunately has stuffed him for an entrance into the pit lane. There were cars everywhere. He wasn't able to get anything done. Oh, poor Carl, because this really could hinder him. Yeah, he's getting real slidey. I could be wrong, though. I didn't realise he started on the mediums. Carl's got damage, yeah. Oh dear. Unfortunate for Carl. Dale Bear's now up into P4, Kirsch in P3, Magic Shot and Yuki Bear in 1 and 2. Yuki Bear is just off in his own world. So now we're going to start to see a few of these gaps open up to over a second, as you can see throughout the grid there. +5 in P6. +2 for Techie in P8. So these two lads, Carl Finitzer into the pits now. Great call. Techie stays out. Yep. So Carl Finitzer onto a set of hards, changing his front wing also. So Yuki Bear now exiting the pits, comes out in P8. Yeah, nothing Carl could do. No, definitely not. Oh, did he? Interesting. One for the stewards, I'm guessing. So Yuki Bear now coming out into P8 from his pit stop. Already getting past Dito. Dito just moves out of the way like it's not his race. So Yuki Bear is now going to start cooking to try and regain as many positions as he possibly can. Kahoot is currently now down in P17. So I'm not sure what happened there. Because Carl, who had to pit and change his wing, came out in front of Rapid Kahoot. So something must have happened. I would say Kahoot sent himself in circles somewhere. So Carl Finitzer now trying to track down Taipan. He's had him once already this race. He wants to have him again. But it's going to come down to patience. This guy, Taipan, is extremely hard to get past. So 5 more drivers into the pits. Dito, Techie, Osgokan, Dale Bevs are all into the pits. A bit of lag here from a few of these lads. Kirsch now in a P7, while Oz Curtis is now in P6. So Oz Curtis, being the reserve driver, will not take priority, I would assume, and will move out of the way for Kirsch. Or he will just drag him through until the time comes for them to make the swap. So I think Kahoot and Taipan tagged into turn 3. Yeah, okay, right. So there it is. The swap has already been made. Kirsch now goes up into P6. He's going to pull the trigger and start hunting down Magic Shot ahead of him and try and get that position change done to try and get himself a little bit further up that field. So Scoob now also up into P4. Yuki Bear is now up into P3. They're making a move on Formula Fish, gets P2. Again, not your race, Formula. Yuki just absolutely sends it and just makes it stick extremely well. So Shifty Wizard now entering the pit lane. That will give Yuki Bear back the rightful position of P1. I'm going to jump back down here, though, to Magic Shot. 5/10 off of Scoob. As Shifty Wizard and Formula Fish now into the pits. That puts Magic Shot up into P3. However, he is being hunted down by Kirsch in the Mercedes. This Mercedes lad says, I've got things to do. I've just got to dispatch you as best as I can, as soon as I can. You can't get it done in this one. Might have to wait for the next lap, unless he can force some sort of an error on Magic Shot. But it's hard to do that. And down in P13 and 14 is Rabbit Cahoot and Toppy. And Carl Finitza now picks up the second penalty of the game. 3 seconds. Unfortunate for him. Rapid Cahoot is starting to make some real moves. P12 now is getting a little bit edged out here as he goes down deep. Gets the position on Shifty Wizard, makes the overtake, and now sets his sights on Carl Finitza ahead of him. So he's rejoined the pack that he was racing with originally. So Rapid Cahoot is all over the back of Carl Finitza. And he's going to let Carl Finitza know it by giving him that little bit of a bump and run. Carl Finitza also looked like he gave the Ozgokan a tiny little bit of a love tap, which caused a bit of a chain reaction down to Cahoot. Oh my God. The Red Bull of Toppy just sends it down the inside. Unable to get the swap done though. And there he is, Techie, going down the inside of Toppy. A little bit of contact made. But, however, Techie looks like he's going to keep position. He does. He keeps position and takes P14. That's 2 very important points for Williams. Is it going to be enough to hold on to the Constructors' Championship lead, though? I just don't know. So, Shifty Wizard, Cahoot in P12. Cahoot now tracking down Taipan as Carl Finitza managed to execute Taipan in order to get P10. Same with Taipan TJ and Ozgokan. They've moved up the order a little bit. TJ and Carl Finitza are the only 2 with penalties at this stage, though. I'll jump back on board with Kirsch and Magic Shot. Kirsch still struggling. Just that little bit to get past Magic Shot. However, you might have him here. Kirsch currently on 11% ERS. And Magic Shot also on 11% ERS. Both of them have used as much as possible. Kirsch now goes down the inside. Can he make a job stick? No, he can't. Oh, he does, maybe. They are side by side, heading down into turn 4. A bit of contact made there. Massive contact made there by Kirsch. And it looks like Magic Shot just holds on to P3. Yuki Bear. 5 seconds, almost 6 seconds up the field, up the track in front of Scoob. So this is his race to lose. I'm just going to put that out there now. It's his race to lose. Alright, so we're going to move back further down, see if there's anything else going on down here. So, Kahoot also managed to get past Taipan. JTM, Ozgokano, and Carl Finitza have all made some changes here. Ozgokano managing to get past JTM and Ozgo, but Carl Finitza managed to get past Ozgo and JTM. He's now got 3.9 seconds ahead of him to track down to try and at least give himself an opportunity to be able to get out of the 3 seconds from the cars behind. But it's going to be very hard in this track here in Bahrain. Dalbez in P5, Kirsch in P4. Dalbez looks like he tried to make a move, it just didn't stick. Kirsch, though, still not able to get any changes done on Magic Shot. Tire age, I can show you that. Give me a sec. There we go. Tires. So everyone on the hard tires except for Ulf and Hoof on the mediums, Toppy on the mediums, and Sultan on those meds as well. And your oldest hard tyres are 8 laps old, down in P20. However, you've got a 7 lap old hard tyre in P2 currently. Yuki is in net P1, my guy. So they have all pitted. So everyone currently going for the one stopper, except for Ulf and Hoof, who's stopped twice. So will there be a late change for tyres? Not Yukibear, Ozgo and Carl Finitza making a swap here. Carl Finitza is not going to like that too much. He will want that position back, and he's going to try and get it back. There's contact made at the back here. 3 wide. It looks like Rapid Kahoot has been sent as a result. He loses multiple positions and drops all the way back down into P15. Teki in P14. Toppy managed to get back past Teki, is now in P13. While Storm Hutto is now up against Taipan. And it looks like Taipan and... oh, sorry, we're just going to quickly jump up here. No contact, keep it clean. Very nicely done. So Magic Shot stays P3 while Kirsch stays P4. But he is under attack from Dale Beveridge. Only 1/10 behind. Dalbez looks like he got a little bit swell there to try and take advantage. He's going to try and go through the middle. He can't get it done. That was a very, very advantageous, I guess you could say. But Magic Shot now drops down into P5. Kirsch up into P3, followed by in P4 Dale Beveridge. So Kahoot now still in P14. Zoltan pitting. Kahoot not able to get any position changes done though. Still sitting in P14. Trying to track down Teki and Toppy ahead of him. And Oz Curtis has also had a bit of a mare somewhere along the way. Nothing too major going on apart from this battle up the front here. Dale, Bez and Kirsch just back and forth with each other. We're trying to be back and forward, Dale. But Kirsch only now 2/10 off of Scoob, who is in P2. This could be huge for the Mercedes lads to score some absolutely phenomenal points. And here he goes. Kirsch now goes into P2. Scoob losing out in 2 positions, goes down to P4. Dale Bez slides his way through, while Scoob now trying also to make it stick. They've gone into each other. It looks like a bit of contact was made. We'll have to wait and see whose fault that one was later on down the track in the steward's office. But Scoob now tucks into P4 with Magic Shot hot in his heels to try and pick up any of the pieces that have been left behind. JTM now picks up his 2nd penalty of the race, now equaling up to 6 seconds, while the only other driver with the penalty is Carl Finizzo on 3 seconds of penalties for multiple warnings. So we'll jump down here with Storm Hutto. Kahoot managing to get past Techie and Toppy as he moves up into P12. Where is Toppy? There he is, down to P18. Right. So it'll be interesting to see if there's going to be any team orders here. Does Storm Hutto let Kahoot through, or... Storm Hutto all over the back of Taipan. Alright, so again, there's not much going on. Techie, there was something going on there. He's got a little bit squirrely on those rears. So I'd say his tyres might be cooked. Eight lap hard tyres though, they shouldn't be like this. Losing a bit of time. So Storm Hutto has let Kahoot through, while Kahoot now also dispatches Taipan. Says, thank you very much, my friend. I'll take that. While you're at it, if you could let my teammate through, that would be lovely jubbly. I don't know if it'll happen though. Taipan needs to be quite sick to make that happen. So Shifty Wizard in P9 for the Haas lads. In P8, we've got JTM. He's got two penalties. Both 3 lots of 3 seconds, so 6 seconds in total. Ozgokan now on the back of Carl Finizzo in P7. Carl Finizzo unable to shake that 3-second gap to Ozgokan, but looks like he will shake that gap to its JTM. And if he can do that, he'll very happily secure a P7. But it's just that penalty that is really coming into play. Unless he can remove it in the steward's office later. So Carl Finizzo went for a little bit of a dummy there, by the looks of it. Ozgokan now gets past Carl Finizzo. Dale Bears and Scoob now making the swap. Scoob is just starting to lose a few positions. Mason Racing now picks up his first penalty. So only 3 drivers with penalties tonight. No safety cars on lap 21 of 29. A lot of these drivers are hoping for a safety car as well, because we're starting to see some gaps forming, some gaps closing up, I should say. Storm Hutto only 5/10 off of Taipan. Techie also now looking to make a move on Storm Hutto. Is he going to be able to get it done? Doesn't look like it, because Techie is also under attack from Dito. So Techie and Dito now going side by side, both keeping it very nice and clean. Techie now forced to the outside line on both turns. He just holds out. Very nicely done. So there you go, Taipan He is now mounting an attack on Kahoot. There we go. His DRS is open, ducks down the inside line into turn 1. Manages to make it stick. And there it is. At the same time, Techie also loses a position to Instado. So we get two drivers here being really, really close to each other. I say that now. They're not. So Storm Hutto and Techie back to racing next to each other. So Shifty Wizard, now only 3/10 off of JTM. Already in the top 10, Taipan rounding out the top 10. Shifty Wizard will want to go higher. Calculating 6/10 off of Carfinitza. Carfinitza, just due to all the battling that is done, it's just really struggling to get himself any closer to Magic Shot ahead of him. Now 9.5 seconds is the gap. However, the good news is for Carl is he is definitely outside of that 3-second gap to P8. So when the time comes to cross the line and not serve it, well, you can't serve that 3 seconds, but to have that 3 seconds added, it will only drop him to P7. However, Shifty Wizard is moving very quickly. Already 2 seconds the gap, closing 2 seconds worth of that gap. So Techie, also there's something happening here. Techie is just all over the road. There are cars everywhere. There was damage for Formula Fish. He's lost his end plate. Looks like himself and Rapid Kahoot may have come together because Rapid Kahoot was definitely involved there somewhere. Not too sure what happened, but it's so unfortunate for him. So there's yellow flag, sector 2. Oh man, that was my race of last night. Alright, any other close battles? Not really. This is just the one that we're on now. So Dito now sends it down the outside of Taipan. Can he get it done? It's side by side still all the way down. He's only hindered by Kahoot ahead of him. Oh, sorry, Storm Hutto ahead of him. Because he can't manage. There he goes. So Taipan tucks in very nicely behind him. But Dito cuts across to say, thank you, I will not be letting you back on track. However, what are they going to do? Techie out of the race, retiring in the pit lane. Ah, really unfortunate for him. Techie, I hate to say it, man. You're a great driver. Really unfortunate. So we're going to move back up here. Kirsch now drops down to P5 while Magic Shot is in P4. Dale Bevs moves up into P2 and Scoob back up into a podium position in P3. Yuki Bear is just off to the races with 6 seconds as the gap to him. It's just, we won't be able to stop him. So Scoob now looking to make any moves he can on Dale Bevs in the Red Bull. What is that? Sorry about that. Some music started playing. I don't know how. So we're seeing some changes down here. Taipan and Dito. This four-way battle here is just going to end up in disaster, I think. So the two Ferraris now dispatch that Haas driver very quickly. Both one on the left, one on the right. Looks like they try to make it happen again through turn 1, but ain't able to do so as Rapid Kahoot just gets the swap and manages to get ahead of Taipan, leaving Storm Hutto in his wake, leaving Storm Hutto to do the hard work to try and get past him. But what these Ferrari lads are just all over. Now this Haas forced off the track into a wall almost. And Taipan is back through Storm Hutto and Kahoot. They're just having a jolly old time. So we've got Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, and then the Mercedes driver, which is Oz Curtis, picking up that lonely 1 point for P15. Now moving up to P14, splitting into 2 McLarens. So lap 26 to 29, still no safety car. I think we're now at that point where we're not going to see one. JTM now gets past Shifty Whizzer, moving himself up to P8. However, he's got that 6-second time penalty. Again, though, he'll only lose 1 position, so he'll go P9 at this rate, unless he spins and does whatever else. And Carl Finitza will only also lose 1 position, moving to himself to P7. Yeah, that's the way it looks. So we've got a bit of a DRS train going from Zoltan all the way down to P15 Formula Finesse. And we're also starting to see the train going from P3 to P5. So Scoob in P3 still, trying his absolute hardest to catch Dale Bez. It's a race for P2. Scoob in P3, Dale Bez P2, Magic Shot in P4, so he's wanting to try and get past Scoob as much as he can to try and secure himself another podium for Tier 2, I should say. While Kirsch is just slowly sitting on by, trying to get anything he can as well, picking up some scraps. Kirsch now going up into P5 still, unable to get the change done on Magic Shot, stays P5. It's not done yet, though. Kirsch down the inside. Down the outside. Gets that swap done on Magic Shot. However, he's gone a little bit deep into the turn. He's opened that door back to Magic Shot, but Magic Shot can't make it stick. Now goes P5 while Kirsch moves up ahead of Magic Shot into P4. Beautiful racing. So the 2 Ferrari lads still causing a ruckus out there. 12 and 13. Fastest lap, give me a second. Fastest lap is Yuki Bear with that 1:30.9. So Kirsch now managed to get ahead of Magic Shot still. Absolutely beautiful move from before. It was fantastic. He's now got his sights set on Scoob, though. He's got very little ERS compared to Scoob, who has just that... Oh, no, they're both the same. Forget what I said. But it still doesn't mean he hasn't got his sights set on him. He knows he wants that podium. He knows he's got the pace for it. He's only got 1.5 laps to go to get it done. He's got to get past Scoob, who now gets real squirrely coming out of that corner. That gives Kirsch a little bit of an advantage. Whoop. And Kirsch just skips a little bit further up the field. Good internet. Oh, here we go. So Kirsch opens up his DRS. Unfortunate for him, Scoob has that DRS run on Dale Bevs as well. However, coming down this back straight, if they can hold on to Dale Bevs with this gap that they've got now, they might be able to pull a double overtake on Bevs, putting Scoob to P2 and Kirsch to P3. This is where it's going to happen. Down in the back straight, they're just going to set themselves up heading into turn one, heading into the final turn, as they now head into it. A 1:29.379, fastest lap with Hoof and Hoof. If he can take it, nobody else gets that point. So beautifully done. Now, Dale Bevs manages to play real strategic-like and just defends the opening line. And there it is, a little bit of contact there from Scoob on the back of Dale Bevs. Is this going to be what Kirsch needs to get that advantage? Kirsch now moves down to the inside line. Oh, it's contact made. Just don't know how I feel about that. I feel like he had the move done. And that's Magic Shot way off into the distance. Way off in the distance. Now losing a massive amount of time. So Kirsch can breathe a sigh of relief there. He's now no longer under attack and under threat from the driver behind. He can now just set all of his focus on the car ahead of him, which is Scoob. He's got to get it done this lap, though, to be able to get into the podium. Is he going to be able to do it? He's now 7/10 behind. Unfortunate for him is that Kirsch also has that DRS pace and is able to utilise Dale Bev's slipstream. So he's not going to be losing too much time. Kirsch only 4/10 behind. Now heading into the final turn. I think it's going to stay the way it is. So Yuki Bear now goes P1. Dale Bevs crosses the line in P2. It's almost neck and neck. Scoob takes P3, while Kirsch only 0.059 behind takes P4. Magic Shot in P5. Carl Finitza goes P7 as expected because of the 6-second time penalty. Ozgo Can takes P6. JTM crosses the line in P8, but will go to P9. Shifty Wizard takes that P8 spot there. Taipan in P10. Now crosses the line. Zoltan in P11. Dito in P12. Only 0.004 the gap between Zoltan and Dito. That's insane. Oz Curtis in P13. Formula Fish in 14. Storm Hutto in 15. And after all of that, Rapid Kahoot unable to pick up any points. Racing at the top of the grid all the way down back to P16. Unable to pick up a point. P17 for Toppy. 18 and 19 for the two Alpine drivers. And an unfortunate DNF for Techie retiring in the pits. Sweet, so I'm just going to quickly... Alright, who was it? So... Sweet, so I've just invited these guys here. So Yuki Bear in P1, Dale Bevs takes P2, and followed by Scoob in P3. So there we have it. Fastest slap there was Oof and Hoof in P18. Said, if I can't have any points, you can't have the extra point. I'll take that from you guys. Thank you very much. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. So, I'll just quickly jump over to our chat. So far, no one's there. Nope. So just waiting for some of these guys to join. We've got Yuki Berry in now. Yuki, can you hear me? Yep, sweet, excellent. So I can fix that. We've got Scoob in now as well, so P3. And just waiting for Bevs to see if he joins. While we're waiting to see if he joins, Bevs, we'll kick it off with you. Oh, sorry, not Bevs. Scoob, we'll pick it off with you. P3 tonight, mate. What an absolute phenomenal drive. Some massive battles the entire way through that grid there. Tell us a bit about it. Oh, you're very, very, very quiet. Hang on a sec. Let's see if I can... Hang on a sec, mate. Hang on. I can't... It's very hard to hear. Give me a 2 seconds, champ. Your volume is very down. Okay, go for it now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit better.
That's a little bit better. All right. Yeah, it was a bit of a struggle from the get-go with net problems. It's a bit windy in Sydney, so that kind of played a little bit of a part. But I kind of spoke to my teammate at the start, and I told him that, look, he's on the faster tyres, so if he can get through, I won't fight him. I'll let him go for it. So it kind of worked out in his favour at the start, but I think he came together with someone, so a bit unfortunate there, and it was just a long battle with Dale and Kirsch pretty much all the way to the line for the last 15 laps or so. So good on those guys. The clean racing, it was good fun.
Yeah, I think the standout there for tonight was in fact the just the tidiness of the racing up the front. I think yourself, Kirsch, who you were fighting with at the end there, was just extremely clean. And I think it's a testament to you guys for showing how it can be done. So, look, well done tonight, man, on P3. Heading into our mystery round next week. It's I don't know if were you here last season for the mystery round? Hello?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, okay. Sweet. So next week is our mystery round, 100% race around any track that is currently off the calendar. So it could be things like Monaco, Vegas, anything like that. Is there any particular track that you'd want to be racing at next week? Because keeping in mind, you will only know what track you're racing at when you join the lobby. So there is no time to practice.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't mind a bit of a Monaco. I know it's a very tight, twisty circuit, and it's definitely a qualifying track. And I do fancy myself a little bit of a quali pace rather than a race pace. So I think I'd probably go with Monaco if I could.
Perfect. All right. Sweet. So there you go. One for Monaco. All right. Well, we'll move on over to Bevs. Bevs, mate, P2. Just absolute out of nowhere all of a sudden, and then bam, you're up there. So, do you want to talk us through your race tonight?
Yeah, sure. So started 13th. Just try to stay out of trouble. It's just at the start, which seemed to work out, kind of zigzagging my way through the field. And then kind of just, I didn't feel like I had the overall fastest sort of pace, especially at Bahrain. So I just tried sticking with groups, which luckily Kirsch was there. So I was able to kind of hold on to him for a lot of the race, and then was a bit of a battle towards the end between Magic, Scoob, Kirsch, and myself. And,
Yeah.
Yuki was just way too far ahead to do anything about, so made it easier to focus on what was behind rather than in front.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, with Yuki being, I think he ended at 7.5 or 7.6 seconds ahead. Definitely focusing on those guys behind and not having to worry about what's in front can definitely make your job a little bit easier. I think, but it can also make it a little bit more stressful.
Sometimes, I guess, but when you get a bit of clean air, at least you're driving pretty consistently, which is good.
Yeah, yep, no, very much so. And again, I'll ask the same question. Heading into next week's mystery round, 100% mystery round, how do you think you're gonna, or what track are you hoping for in particular?
Look, when I knew there was going to be a mystery round again, I was just hopeful it wasn't going to be Bahrain. So that's already beat my expectations. So I'll take anything from you.
So Bahrain tonight, pulling out a P2, and okay, sweet. So you're hoping for anything? You're not really too fast what you get next week.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, all right. And is the pressure going to be on with no practice?
I usually only have a few laps practice before the race anyway. So.
Yeah, no, fair, very fair. All right. Well, thanks very much for joining us, mate. Congratulations on P2. We're going to kick it off over with our race winner, Yuki Bear. An absolute dominant performance from you, my man. Talk to us. You started in P5, I believe it was. I could be wrong. P6, maybe. Managed to get your way up the grid into P1 very quickly and early on, and just absolutely dominating from there onwards, staying in P1 for the entirety of the race. Talk to us. How are you feeling?
After I qualified P5, I was like, fuck it, let's just go onto the softs and see what happens. Got a really good start, got up into P2 behind both Astons, and then, yeah, cleared one Aston on lap one, and then the second one, I think it was Scoob, got past him on lap two, and then just maintained a gap, really, and that was it. I was gone, just focused after that, and then pitted. The softs were dead, and I took them to about 80%. I took them to lap 11, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was lap 11.
And then
Yeah.
got onto the hards because some of the boys did run mediums, which was I was like, I wanted to run mediums, hards, but I thought, fuck it, I'll get on the better tire for the start. And then yeah, just babied the hards the whole way in case of a safety car and we didn't pit or if we
Yep.
made a mistake. And yeah, it ended up, and the boys started fighting behind, which was I was just happy. I was watching the laps count go down and down and down, hoping for no safety car really.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hard track for safety cars to come out on this track anyway. As I said to the stream, we saw Tier 4 not have any. We saw Tier 3 only have two VSCs. And then you guys, no safety cars again. It was just yours to lose. I said this halfway through the race. I said this is his race to lose. But when you pitted, you did come out in P8, right into the middle of traffic. You started to dispatch that traffic pretty quickly. Was there anything that you were just trying to do in terms of getting past them, trying to make sure that there was an absolute, surefire overtake on the cards, or were you going for some risky maneuvers?
Oh, it was definitely a risky maneuver on. I forgot. I think it was a house. Just trying to get past them as soon as I can. Just get free air and just not lose any time.
Yeah,
Didn't know if I was going to be coming out with the guys behind or well in front. I just was like, I'm just going to put the best lap I can in, two laps in. But I got past it, didn't have anyone stay out and try and fight me. I got really lucky. Both of the people I had to pass dived it in after I passed them, so that was really good.
yeah,
Didn't have any fighting whatsoever and came out 5 seconds, 4 seconds, I think.
yeah. Four and a half, I think, roughly.
It was
Well,
about that. And then they just started fighting, going wheel to wheel. I just put my head down, focused up, and tried to just not make any mistakes. No penalties or anything.
yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
look,
it was a
you absolutely
race.
killed it tonight, man. It was really impressive to watch.
Thank you.
So, congratulations to you on P1. Heading into next week's mystery round, any tracks that you are hoping for in particular? Like I said, we've got Monaco, we've got Monaco, Miami, Vegas, we've got Azerbaijan, um, Silverstone, and I think there's another one. There's a few more, and another one being Abu Dhabi as well. So, any of those tracks that you're hoping for in particular, or
Anything other than Baku.
yep,
Can't do that track.
yep,
Probably my worst track on here. Monaco, I love.
okay,
Weird as it is. Silverstone, I got alright pace at, and yeah, it's just as long as it's not Baku, I'll be happy.
yep, fair.
It's like a good result there. It's
No.
pretty hard.
Well, fair enough. Well, look again, guys. All three of you, congratulations on your podiums tonight. P3 Scoobs, Dale Bez P2, and the man himself, Yuki Bear, in P1 with an absolute dominant performance. Guys, that is it from us. Join us back again tomorrow night as we go live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Your comms, your man in the box will be Frizy, as he commentates the Tier 1 lads around Bahrain for the 29 laps. So again, join us tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will talk to you all then. Thank you very much, guys, for joining.